Now this video didn't work either, but how many of you have seen this commercial where they start with a little bitty piece at $45 and each successive piece knocks down a bigger domino for this, but it's about saving for retirement. They only need to do is start with a little bit, and then it has a follow-on effect, and every domino that you knock over is bigger. That's influence. Influence is about only having to knock over the first domino, and then every successive domino gets knocked over, and every successive domino has greater influence. It's like rings in a pond. That's why we want to think about influence. Influence doesn't mean having to shift or have an impact with 1,000 people. You can impact one person, and that alone will create influence. Influence is really just about having an impact. So confidence, I say, is where influence is where confidence meets wisdom. You cannot really be influential if you do not have confidence in your own value and in your own expertise and your own knowledge. So that's where influence comes from. It means having an impact because we have the value that we bring to the table. And because we are credible, people trust us. Those are the things that lead to influence. So it means you can know if you have influence if people are asking you for advice rather than favors. That's a really low bar. But it's an easy way to notice if you're starting to have an influence. People will come to you. People want you to be a mentor. Congratulations, you are now influential. Seriously. We don't give ourselves credit for that, but that's a really big deal, somebody asking you to mentor them. You have this art of persuasion. You're not having to convince somebody of something. Somebody asked me that when I first started my company. Why did you say persuasion? What's really the difference between persuading and convincing? And to me, convincing is something I do to you that I just sit and hammer until you agree. Persuasion is something where I'm just going to let you know all the valuable information, lead you exactly where I wanted you to go in the first place. But you thought it was your idea. Am I influencing their thoughts, right? Am I influencing their conclusion? Absolutely. So persuasion is a real part of the art of influence. And then really influence is an act of generosity. If you're influencing people, it means you're sharing something. If you're doing it with any authenticity and any meaning, and if it's going to last, and if it's going to continue to grow your influence, there has to be some generosity to it. If it's all about you, people will sense that, and it will turn people off eventually. You may have a short-term win, but a long-term loss.